Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Inside Sport, home of your favorite sport. Today, we discuss the suspension of FKF boss Hussein Mohammed, review the Mashemeji derby, talk Kenya Premier League, EPL, and other emerging sports news. Kindly like this video, subscribe, and share this live so that can reach a milestone of viewers. Karibu sana ndani ya the Inside Sport. Now, let's go straight to our biggest story of the day, and that is the suspension involving FKF boss Hussein Mohammed. This is a matter that has attracted attention across Kenyan football, with the fans, stakeholders, clubs, and all are reacting differently. First of all, football leadership matters a lot because decisions made at the top affect players, clubs, referees, sponsors, and the future of the game. So whenever there is a controversy at the federation level, naturally football fans become concerned. Hussein Mohammed has been one of the recognizable features in Kenyan football administration, and this suspension raises many questions about governance, accountability, and the direction of FKF. From the information available, the suspension means that from now, the suspension means that for now there are serious concerns or processes that are taking place that require him to step aside temporarily or be removed from his duties pending further action or investigation. So it is important to understand that suspension does not always mean somebody is guilty. In many cases, it is meant to allow investigations, reviews, or administrative procedures to continue without interference. Kenyan football has faced many leadership challenges in the past. Fans want stability, of course. Clubs want proper planning. Players want support. Coaches want development structures. Sponsors want trust and professionalism. So when leadership issues arise again, many people ask one question: when will we focus fully on growth instead of constant disputes? In my view, or in my own opinion, if there was genuine reasons backed by rules and procedure, then accountability must be respected. No one should be above the law or federation regulations. But at the same time, fairness must be observed. Every official deserves due process, of course, transparency, and an opportunity to respond. That's why we saw Hussein Mohammed responding to what the allegations that were laid before him yesterday. So everybody should be given an opportunity to respond and be judged fairly. Fans across the country are asking, now, who takes charge? From the previous news, we've seen that McDonald Mariga was the one selected to step in. Sorry, I'm having an interference here. So McDonald Mariga was the one given the mandate to step in. And will this affect the league operations? Of course, it's the president, the boss, FKF boss. So it will affect the league's operations. Will national team plans be interrupted? We've just received a letter from FIFA. The FKF has received a letter from FIFA with a lot of concerns. My friend Newton will be joining us. I see he's here. Coach Newton. Welcome, Coach Newton. Coach.
Nam.
Welcome aboard.
Thank you. Let me do some little setup.
So Coach Newton is joining us. Can you hear me?
I can get you. Can you get me?
Yeah, I can get you clearly.
Okay, thank you.
So, I see you are setting up your live. So today we are just our main topic today is the suspension of the FKF boss Hussein Mohammed, and whatever wrangles are going on in FKF. Just a few minutes ago, I saw a letter circulating on the social media that FIFA have already intervened the wrangles that are going on in FKF. So that's majorly what we are discussing. And from my point of view, I think everyone deserves a chance to better explain themselves, and also to be able to go through the due process, and there should be transparency throughout the process. And fans across the country are also asking who takes charge now in the FKF, if this will affect the league operations, if the national team plans will be interrupted, and does it also mean that FKF credibility has been affected? And another big question that people are asking is this politics or just a genuine reform that is happening in FKF? So Newton, before we continue, maybe if you have a point on that one, you can shed some light.
On the matters pertaining FKF wrangles, I think to me this has been a long game. I think sometimes back last year, I don't know if you're aware of it, there was rumors, but I think it never saw the light of day that the president wanted to oust the deputy president. And it was part of last year, I think mid last year or something like that, or start of the last season. And the DP was missing some of the function of the president in most of KF. The DP was very much missing. But the rumors was downplayed after some time, then they came back. I think to me, it has just been burning. I think after that, I think the DP went to orchestrate the movement of the House of the President. But to me, I see it as politics. Yes, you can call it politics because it started with the CEO. The CEO was ousted. They brought in an interim one. They never had the election. And to me, the FKF has just been moving mad. If you look at FKF, how they handle the issues, they never even see it. Because I think there was a game that was supposed to be decided by the NEC and sometimes back, the disciplinary committee. I don't even think they have even a valid disciplinary committee, because I think Gemiagor Nairobi United was supposed to be adjudicated upon. Until now, they have not produced anything about that game. So I think FKF, since they came to office, I think they had issues. But to me, my honest opinion, I think we had issues. The issues of FKF started with FIFA. I think to me, I'll blame this squarely on FIFA, because what FIFA did with the Mwendo, I think wrote this with the Mwendo during the Uhuru's era, when the government intervened with the FKF. And what happened? FIFA banned us. And what was the government asking? What was the government asking from FKF? The government was asking accountability from FKF. It was not even intervening with football. It was asking FKF. We had some man FKF. Where's this man? And what did FIFA do? FIFA did not even allow the government to do the audit. FIFA went to automatically ban in Kenya. So to me, I think the FIFA set president with FKF. So what a president can do, a president like FKF is behaving like it's not even part of the country. So they can do what they want outside there, and because there will be no repercussion. And that's what the president is already on. To me, I don't see the president, because from the letter of FKF of FIFA already saying, give this guy up time to explain himself. And to me, it was visible. I think last week, that information came out last week. Sometimes I think last week, Wednesday, was it Tuesday? One of those days. The president came online, said he will issue a statement, never issued one. Until he was fired. That's when his officer said, "Oh, I'm going to issue." And then I think he said yesterday, there was nothing about that thing. And then he's already blaming about LOC. And the LOC saying, no, we have no idea of that LOC. So I think to me, people set this up. I think there's so much money in FKF that the NEC members are also there saying, oh, well, you have been eating alone. We also want to put off the table. I don't think we'll have an impasse of this issue, because I think everybody there doesn't want to serve. They want to cater for themselves. So I think to me it's a very wrong issue, because if you look at the defense mechanism of the president, is using what do we call it? Is the constitutionalism. Like, oh, the committee was going unconstitutionally. It's not even addressing the issues. It's saying, oh, unconstitutionally, the committee, oh, they had not called the meeting. They not issue me a warrant. What do we call? They not summon me. The same thing. The CEO was also sued the FKF for some time back. Then the president using it as an excuse. So let's see where it will go. But I think to me, we are deep troubles with FKF. As long as FIFA still doesn't want the accountability of FKF and these bodies that run under them, they still have troubles with those bodies going forward.
Yeah, very true, because I was just checking through the letter that was written from FIFA about the situation of FKF in Kenya. And one of the things that violated is regarding the information they received and what they need the NEC to do, or what they need to hear from the NEC. And those demands, I think I can go through the demands. They were demanding one, documentation relating to the convocation of the FKF National Executive Committee meeting that happened on 26th April and then the agenda of the National Executive Meeting at which the resolution was discussed. So those are the demands they want. And then evidence relating to quorum and voting at the relevant meeting. And I think these are the things that Hussein Mohammed had also highlighted during his press conference. Any proposal submitted to place the motion for provisional dismissal of the agenda, and then all documents, materials, or reports presented to the National Executive Committee in justification of the decision. And lastly, confirmation together with supporting documentation where applicable that the FKF President Hussein Mohammed and is the CEO and Dennis Gisheru were each afforded an opportunity to defend themselves prior to the adoption of the resolution in accordance with Article 41. I think they are so much based on this Article 41, paragraph 4 of FKF statutes. That's why they are relying so much. The FKF president together with the FIFA. Hii statute inasema nini? Unajua mimi sijasoma statute ya FKF vizuri.
I think, to me, basically, I think the issue of, I think the president highlighted, I think it's the issue of he's the one supposed to call the meeting. To me, which I find it very, very, very weird, because there's no way you'll give me a letter telling me, you know what, we want to discuss about the issue about removing you, and then you call a meeting. Because I think, to me, you look at his defense, he's saying that the next supposed to inform him. I think he's supposed to call a meeting in 2 weeks within 30 days. So he's supposed to receive a letter informing him we want to remove you, and then should the same meeting. I think, to me, that one is how do I say it? It's like you want to convict a table, you tell the thief, you know what, wait first, you bring yourself to the court, up to the politician. He can't bring you. So I think, to me, and you see, to me, what I'm saying, you look at FIFA's response. Is that straight from what I've been telling you? It's very difficult for you to remove this president with the FIFA, because the only card that FIFA dangles around is banning. And I think, to me, I've seen it with the member. These people can go. They can allow you to be banned. They can allow you to be banned for them not to lose their job. And I think, to me, we are heading there. I think, to me, we are just heading there. But the only thing I'm happy about this time is the government is not intervening, because what Hussein wants him to be the one calling that meeting. And to me, it's very weird, because if you look at what has unfolded recently, because I think when 9 out of 12 members have basically have a vote of no confidence in you, it basically means that they have lost the integrity of you leading them. But I think there was a report that late last night, I think yesterday or the day before, on Friday, Saturday evening, I think Friday, there was an attempt to recall NEC members to reverse that decision. So to me, it already points to two things. I think, to me, because what I learned, I think is the Eastern, the central NEC member. He's a lawyer, and he clearly, I think, to me, the problem is they've kept thought this guy not follow the due process. But I think, to me, the NEC followed the due process. So I think, to me, they were trying to, I think, to me, I cannot say bribe, but I think they were just trying to find a way of trying to recall to have the quorum of 9 members or more than 9, so they can divide. But I think, to me, they had the attempt to fail. But then that's what they want. They want the committee to either revise the decision or for them to send in a letter to the president to call a meeting, which to me is very absurd. You can't tell somebody go sending you home and then like telling the speaker of the National Assembly, wait, we want you to call a special sitting for you for us to fire you. He can't. I think, to me, there has to be another way where FKF Constitution can allow the removal of the president where there's enough evidence for him to be removed without even the president calling the meeting. So to me, I think I think I've seen this war between FKF and Mwendo. I think, to me, we are going the same place, and to me, I can see it. We are going to be banned. I think, to me, where we are going, unless the guy comes to the office, we are going to be banned very soon, because FIFA loves their president. I don't know what they have with him, but I think, to me, and Hussein is playing that game. He's just playing that game of FIFA. He's telling us, you know what, you guys unban me, or we're going to ban you as a country. I think, to me, we are playing that dangerous card, and we have so much football ahead of us. I don't know how we shall maneuver this. It will become a very dangerous one. I thought I was supposed to have a meeting today with the branch managers, but I don't know. We are waiting to see what will happen in the coming days.
So one thing Kenyan football must avoid is these endless boardroom battles, because countries that grow in football invest in youth leagues, coaching, youth systems, infrastructure, and even sponsorship. So if this energy is spent fighting internally, then football is going to suffer. So let me hear from your comments, our viewers. Do you support the suspension of Hussein Mohammed? Was the process fair, and what should FKF prioritize right now? And who can transform Kenyan football leadership? I'm going to be reading your comments live here as we proceed with this beautiful and wonderful live talk show. I know it has taken us a while, Newton, for us to be back on air again, but we were solving a few issues and there, but we are right back. So people should be ready for a very entertaining journey here at the Inside Sport. So at the end of the day, Newton, football belongs to the fans, players, and the nation. So leaders come and go, but the game must move forward. What Kenya needs right now is unity, professionalism, and real progress in football. So what do you think we should do?
I think to me, if you look at the way we handle our football matters, I think the fans are I think they're down in the pyramid because most of our decisions we don't consult fans. I think if you look at even how clubs are run, because we even had these 6 clubs are complaining about ticketing. Nobody addresses the issue. So fans' welfare in this league is least. I think because we elect leaders who become idle and they become like they're the one to say everything. So fans are never considered when people are taking them, because I think to me I just focus on how do I focusing on themselves. So I think to me, as fans, we wait to see, but because I think they just feel when you elect a NEC member at the branch level or at the sub-county level, at the county level, that is the only person who's supposed to represent you. So the fans, you're supposed to go through the NEC member or the branch to present your views. So as the fans, I don't think we have any input at the national level, because at these people, they feel that's why you can see them. They're very bravado when they even buy this NEC member. So they're like, you know what, I even have this NEC member. So even if the fans you complain at the bottom pillar there, you don't have anything, because as long as your NEC member says yes, what the FKF want, I don't think the fans input. I think we need to find a way where we can have the fans input. I think at the NEC member we need to have the fans. Leave alone, we need to have fans input at the NEC member. At least we say 30% at FKF should be fans' views, so that's the only way we can find something there. But I know you go through this next system of your NEC member is supposed to give views to the committee. We said our fans' views shall always be there at the least of the barrel down there. So I don't think, as fans, we shall cry outside there, because we have been crying this one. I think to me, if you look at since FKF came to office, I think fans are largely disappointed. We had so much expectation from FKF, so many things, but deep down, what the fans wanted, what's supposed to be delivered. Because I think to me, we are near the end of the season. I think we have had 2 strikes already. Strikes from the KWPL, also we had the NSL striking. So imagine for the 2 leagues to strike, for you to be even address even a court of the issues, seems there's already a disconnect between even the stakeholders, which are the clubs already. So I don't think how they can consider the fans. They can't even consider their own stakeholders, which are the clubs playing in their entire leagues. So I don't think fans, we are just there at the mercy of these people. But we hope something they may be touched until they will consider some of the fans' views. But I think where we are stand right now, fans, we are list of the problems at the FKF. We are list of the barrel with the decision making of the FKF.
Very interesting turn of events here in Kenya right now in matters concerning football, especially the leadership in football. So we shall continue following this story up closely here on the Inside Sport and continue informing our fans. So just briefly, I want us now to leave the matters of boardroom alone and move to where football truly lives. That is on the pitch. And that there's no bigger football match in Kenya than the Mashemeji derby. AFC Leopards versus Gor Mahia. Whenever these 2 giants meet, form goes out of the window, pressure rises, fans fill the stadium. I'm so surprised to see Newton here today. And his story also speaks itself. So this is not just a football match, it's a pride, history, culture, and identity. Families are divided, friends become rivals, workplaces become battle zones, and social media catches fire when Gor Mahia and AFC Leopards meet. So today, Gor Mahia and AFC Leopards carry some of the biggest fan base in East Africa, which is why this match always attracts huge attention. I was just going through the live scores right now, and we are on the 60th minute. Gor Mahia and AFC Leopards, they are still on a still draw. Is it at Nyayo National Stadium? Newton, is the match being played at Nyayo National Stadium?
Yes, the match is staged at Nyayo Stadium, and which is fully packed.
I understand it's a derby. So another before we come back to AFC Leopards and Gor Mahia, I see other matches. KCB is now one up draw against Kakamega Homeboys. And that's the 62nd minute as APS Bomet on a stale draw with Sofapaka. So back to AFC and Gor Mahia. So let us start with AFC Leopards. Ingwe fans, what do they really want? I'm told you fans of Ingwe want passion, discipline, and maximum effort. In derby matches, fans forgive many things, isn't it? But they do not forgive lack of fight. I know AFC Leopards right now are really fighting for the derby bragging rights, the derby. So AFC Leopards must stay organized today defensively for them to be able to maybe utilize this derby in order to reduce the gap between them and Gor Mahia AFC. So what's your take?
But I think today match, the derby today is not even about breaking rights, because if you look at the table is so tightly packed. I think with Gor only having an advantage of 2 points. Is it 2 points or 3 points? The last game they drew. So I think 2 points, 3 points. So the win of today's derby, either way, if it swings Gor's way, the Gor takes the league. To swings FC way, FC also has a chance. It goes neck and neck with Gor Mahia. So today's derby is not even about bragging rights. It's about the ultimate side of the title, because I think this season these teams have ups and downs. They have had slips down the way. So the whole season culminated to this derby. So the win of this derby, that's why you see it is a very tense affair. Nobody wants to lose. Nobody wants to be the one to lay your boots down on such a day like this. But I've been watching the game first half. The shooting is not there. I think Gor Mahia have had the upper hand with most of the chances, but I think they have just been ineffective in front of goal. I think they missed around 3 chances, which they are supposed to be a clear goal scored. But AFC are really lacking. I've looked at they've seen. You look at their defense and midfield. The midfield, in fact, is non-existent. So to me, unless the coach makes some tricks there in the second half, it will be. Yes, I know everybody's fighting, but I think the AFC midfield has just been non-existent from what I've seen first half.
Very true, very true. I see the points difference is 3 points. That is one game. So whoever wins today's game is going to take the lead. So the game has to be decided today, because if it ends in a stale draw, inamaanisha kila team tena iko na another near to fight. So the game has to be decided today. It's either Gor Mahia or AFC Leopards. So apale in the midfield, who do you think is going to control the midfield? You've already watched the first half. So whoever controls this midfield will also control the emotions and the rhythm of the game.
I think Gor had an upper hand with their midfield. Their midfield I think to me, if you look at Gor's previous matches, I think there have been so much criticism of their midfield, because I think if you look at the first leg was purely won through the midfield battle, where AFC midfield of Tyson and Oundo, they really overran the Gor midfield. I think and you look at today, what happened today, Gor came with the same script. I think they came with that thing. They are not good. Every tackle they are there in the midfield. They are overrunning FC in the midfield. So I think the midfield of Alpha and Morrison today, if you look at Morrison, I think they are running. I think they are running in the midfield is what's the topic, because I think FC, I don't know what happened. And if you look at FC, sometimes their teams play. There are 2 different teams that always show up. One game they show up, they are very energetic. The next midfield they show up like they don't want to play. So to me, what I've watched from first half, I don't know. I've not watched the second half, so I don't know what the coach has tweaked there. Because I think to me, if you look at first half clearly, we could see clearly. AFC because the midfield was literally not there. So I think to me, if the coach cannot change that midfield, because of I think the midfield of Oundo, Tyson today, I don't know what's happening. I think they are very leggy. I don't know if the AFC has had issues this week. I don't know if the issues have caught up with them in this game. But I think if they have to make twitches in the second half, they bring some people who can even at least at least try touching somebody somewhere. At least put something in midfield, because I think the way they're going in this game, I think Gor will run away this game in the second half if they go up with that same midfield of Munyendo, Ounda, and Tyson in the midfield. I think it's literally non-existent. Also look at the defense. I think the defense today, I think you can say, but I think to me I've looked at Luangu. Luangu is very, it's not there. It's like it's very late challenges, very late to tackles, miss. I think Kariba pick at own goal. So to me, they need to do something in that defense and that fourth midfield. I think the midfield is the cause of the problem. If they can twitch 1 or 2 things in the midfield, they find somebody. I think there's Madada on the bench, but I don't think Madada is that person. If you look at the bench doesn't even have so much people you can say you can depend on. So I think it's either you can change the midfield, you try them or drop Nyuma Kidogo, they cover more of the defensive side, or else we're going to suffer something in the second half.
Very true. From the half portion of the game you watched, Newton, normally when it comes to set pieces are very dangerous in derby games. So, how about the corners and the free kicks of this game? How are they going so far from the portion of the game you've watched?
I think from the free kick point of view, I think God always have an upper head with their defender. I think they have some very tall defenders, the like of Kikina Kibwage, the likes of Akina. But I think Ochoga with their good crosses, I think they are very good. But I think FC also have the 6 people. I think FC they rely most on they have very good free kick because I think one of the free kick that was played there by Casey. I think Munyendo just missed an open clear shot because you just needed to diving into the post. So I think if see they rely most on the free, if they get some free kick around the box of 18 there, they are very little with one of they have a very good free kick routine. So if the defense can just sleep 1 minute, they always be. But I think Gorma, they are with their tall defenders, with the likes of Frank, they are very efficient in the corner. But I think this game it's very difficult to score corners in derby. You are very difficult because the corners, most of the teams adopt man marking in corners, so it will be very difficult for you to score corner. I think you have to. In derbies, you have to find a moment of ingenuity. You have to find something. You have to go next level. You don't just win derbies with the corners. You can't. You must find something. You must have an edge in corners for you to win some games. So I think to me, the three point of view, yes, God might have an edge. Have they so much? I think around 4 corners, 5 corners. But I think FC they just need some. They don't need to. They just need one chance that you'll be down. So in derby matters, if corners, yes, God are good. But I think FC can show you they don't forget that it was very close. But I think to me, you just need 1 minute of sleeping up and you are down in this derby, and it's begun like that. But I think on my point, I think the coach saw it. But I've just looked at the lineup. I think the coach has done some changes in the midfield. I think Kelly Madada has entered the field at the start of the second half. Kelly Madada is in, and then also is it Beja? Let me see. I think I've got. Can I get the name clear? Yes, Hassan Beja for Munyendo and others change. I think Change is one of the wingers was playing up front, but I think there are so much. I think apart from Kenyanji, that's the only person I've seen in this game first half. Kenyanji, I did not see Rodas change. Also, Munyendo, I think he was on a yellow card. The coach had said it's better for him to go on the bench so that he can do something. So let's see how the second half turns. It's already decided that 67, said goalless. And goalless is not a good result for the derby because we need somebody to win. We need somebody to cry. We need somebody to go home crying today. So we wait to see what will happen in the next 20 minutes.
Yes, we need somebody to cry. That's true. Because in a derby, we must have a winner. And you've just talked about something concerning discipline and the changes the coach has made, which is very true because one red card can completely change everything in a derby. In a derby, you don't need to play less than one person less. So I think those changes are being made because they want to control the game and ensure that they give the game the maximum they deserve. You know that pressure now amounts on the players. In matches like this, you'll find that heroes are made instantly. I think most of the heroes here in Kenya are made through derbies, not even just Premier League games. They're made through derbies. And one goal can make a player a legend, or one mistake can be remembered for years to come. So let's watch this derby. And if we keep on with these mentalities, I think this derby will become one of the best derbies we watched so far. And I like it that this derby is going to be decided in the last dying minutes of the match, because if it's decided earlier, there's a time where the derby was decided in the 10th minute, but this one we are pushing it until the end. So we are waiting for the results. We'll be following this match closely until the end. And I think by the end, by the time the match is coming to the end, is the time we'll also be clearing here at the Inside Sport for our show. So we'll keep our fans updated until the end of the game. So what I want to hear from our fans right now is in our comment section, I want to know whom do you bet on today? Is it AFC Leopards or Gor Mahia? And which player is going to decide this match, or which player do you think is going to score in this match to decide this match? And will we see goals, or will this match end in a cagey draw? So please leave your predictions now in the comment section as we continue with this match. So what will happen if goal scores fast? Newton, let's say goal scores fast. What will happen? Your mic is mute. Your mic is mute.
Yes, I think I was missed. Sorry. So I think to me, I can say I've seen enough of AFC this season to tell you once a team scores against AFC, in fact, on these high-profile matches, they're very. I don't call them lazy, but they just lack the initiative to go and equalize. I think to me, if God somehow scores this game in the last 9 minutes of the matches, I think that will just be a derby goal, because I think AFC doesn't have the tenacity or the energy to push for an equalizer in such kind of high-profile match. If you look at them, when the team scores one, I think that's when the team enters a crisis mode. But I think to me, if she scored, I can still give Gorma a chance to come, because I think in this game, Gorma have had so many chances to capitalize on. So I think to me, they are creating chances. They are finding weaknesses in the FC defense. But I haven't seen the same thing, FC trying to push the Gorma defense to test their weaknesses. But if God scores this derby, I think this derby is done and dusted. But if FC scores, we might see something even unfold in the dying minutes of the game.
Yeah, AFC being the one now hosting Gorma, I think emotions are still very high. The energy and the crowd momentum is boiling at the top. If this match stays 0-0 or a draw until the late hours, I know tension will be very high on the players and even the fans. But we hope that this match ends well, peacefully, so that people can go home peacefully. In my honest opinion, in derby matches, like the current position these teams hold does not even matter so much. In my current opinion, when you look at the derbies across the world, it doesn't matter the league position you are. What matters most in these derbies is your heart, your composure, and how you handle pressure. For example, right now, Gor Mahia need to handle the pressure that is coming on from AFC Leopards, because if AFC wins this match, that means Gor Mahia will be fighting for a place to finish the top one or the winners of the Kenya Premier League this season. So do you think pia hapo kuna nini yote? Kuna pressure yote ya derby ama mwenye anashinda game ya leo ni hivyo?
I think there's something I was looking for something, but I think to me today's derby is a very big. The win of this derby will, I think the pendulum swing. The pendulum is swing highly to his advantage in the remaining matches. But I think if you look at how the league has performed so far, I don't think those two teams, yes, they have shown some brilliance, but I think they really lack that final edge, because I think to me, this league, there's a time Gor Mahia was leading this league with 8 points. I think 8 or 9 points sometimes back. I think it was 8 March and start of February. So if you look at it, when you remember the Gor Ektambo, when Gor had 8 points against you, you had no chance. I think look at you are God. The league was done yesterday, but I think to me, we couldn't even be a parade today. But I think that those two teams, they are lacking the season so much. I think to me, the league will still have some way to go. I think we are making it around, is it 4 or 5 matches? I think we are on match 30. No, we are on match 29, if I'm not wrong. Yes, 29. We're supposed to go to match 34. So around 5 matches. And 5 matches we have. So I think to me, we have to wait and see what will happen in the 5 matches. But the league is not decided that much. But I think if the derby remains at a draw, we shall have some nerve ending at the end of this league, because I don't think we have seen a league. I think apart from last season, but I think last season Police had an advantage. I think Police also were scoring and were winning games, so it will go now trying to do some catch up. But I think if these leagues end in a draw and you look at the future remaining Gordon FC, I think they still have to meet some of the big teams in the league. And you see from last weekend, you saw how Kenya Police Kamata the FC very badly. So I think also Gordon still have to meet Kenya Police. So I think to me, it's not, you can't say from this, if this game ends as a draw, I can't say and tell you, oh, Gor Mahia will run with this league or FC, because there are some very tough matches ahead, and now it's not focused on who will have the nerves to outscore your opponent. Because I think at where we are right now is just that you have to win your match. I think you have to win 5 out of 5. If you win 5 out of 5 matches of your next opponent after this derby, you win. If you don't win, if you slip up, your opponent catches up with you and it's gone like that. So I think to me, the league is still in phase of title contentancy, and we still need to see what will happen at the end of this game. Because I about the 74, we still have 0-0. We still await.
I know fans' stomachs are really burning up. We call them butterflies, and especially those who are watching from the stadium right now. And one thing I know is that one thing I'm guaranteed about is that when Gor Mahia wins and AFC Leopards win, or when these two teams meet, is Kenyan football wins, because I think this is one of the matches that generate a lot of revenue in terms of gate collections and the mechanized, all of this. I think is the only game here in Kenya that we say football wins when these two teams meet. And before we wrap up the Mashemeji Derby affair, Newton, what really changed when my friend Boniface Ambani stepped in the leadership of AFC Leopards? Because since Boniface took over, he's the one leader that I've really admired since he took charge of AFC. In terms of what do I call it? In terms of owning up. Yeah, he's the one guy that if the team loses, he's the first one to come out and own up the mistake that were performed by the team and assure the fans that corrections are going to be made. And mostly, what he assures the fan is what we get on the table. What do you take about this? And keep in mind, the head coach there is the brother, and they have played together in AFC Leopards.
I think the matters of presidency at AFC with the Ambanis, we think we will have we shall have splitting of hairs on the decision, because I think from you're a KCB fan, from the KCB fan sitting there over the fence. If you look at over the fence, you see that this house of AFC looks to be very much in order. But when you ask an AFC fan, when you're sitting in the kitchen when there's smoke, they tell you, but this kitchen is full of smoke. So I think from an AFC fan perspective, I think to me this season has been underwhelming. And to me, I'll take you to the start of this season. I think the first 8 games. Is it the first 8 games? 8, yes. I think 7. I think we had around 6 draws. I think the first 10 we had around 6 draws, almost 7 draws. I think we couldn't find ways of winning. And the ways of winning started when the fans started demanding the firing of the coach. So I think to me, if the management could just substitute the issues early in the season, we could be way ahead of this league. And I think if you can remember this, I think there was sometimes, when was it? When we beat Shabana 6-1 this season, I think to me, you from where you see you want to celebrate. I think to me, I look at her and say, like, it was called premature parade. I think when we beat Shabana 2-6, I think 5-0, the president and his brother were very busy doing media campaigns, celebrating. And you can't celebrate before. This is a marathon. You can't celebrate when you're ahead of somebody 2 meters. I think that time we were just about to get with the good man. Those guys were all over the place. Then all of a sudden, was it Momentum? There was a team that beat us mercilessly the next weekend. So I think to me, we look at where FC fan, we have so much inconsistent, and that goes down to what the club did not do this. You look at our team. I think we had injuries this season. The injury of KC, injury of Katasi. But if you look at our forward is seriously lacking. We don't have attackers. Apart from Sinyonja, when Sinyonja, like today, he has no shooting boots. I don't think Koloti will come in this game and save you. Moon, I don't think they'll come and save you. These guys have been here at AFC. They're not delivered. So I think to me, we needed when the guy took over, he promised fans to some changes, and we needed to have those changes immediately. Yes, we signed Mugane. Mugane was injured this season, but I think to me, we had January window to do some changes, but I think we've seriously lacked, and these guys have been doing parades of winning instead of closing the gap with the government. I think to me, this season to me, yes, if this is in second, it has been a long time before we need high in the table, maybe go chasing with the Gorma. But I think to me, if we could have sorted our issues if we could have put our house in order this year, I think we could be so much far ahead of AFC this goal, so that we could be even flying high. But I think to me, we have some issues within the management team. I think to me, Ambani has been here. His ceiling is there. The ceiling of his coaching ceiling is there. The guy doesn't just inspire like someone who is there to. Yes, you can boast about I don't lose derbies, but if you look at the other results, he loses matches than you want. What are you doing? Like the last game with Kenya Police, the guy loses matches don't expect to lose. Sometimes look at this JPS, but Media against Bidco. The guy loses matches don't expect to be against Mara. So this is the kind of thing I say. This coach is so much inconsistent. I don't think if we are supposed to win something big, yes, if we have a serious management that wants to sign players, I don't think we need somebody else at the dugout. But I don't think that will happen soon with the likes. I don't think you can easily fire your brother from that position. So I think to me, we hope something will change this off season, but I don't think with him being there in the office, he's going to easily change the culture, which we badly need in the coming season.
Newton, I want you to explain something to me, because before these two brothers took over, let's say the past 3 seasons, AFC were never at the fighting contenders of the Kenya Premier League. But with these two brothers, I know it's very hard working with your brother. One is the boss and the other one is answerable to the boss. It's very hard. Okay, leaving the brothers aside, these two gentlemen have really tried to put AFC back to where it was supposed to be some 2-3 years ago. Since they took over the office, you can see things are running. You know, in football, there's losing, there's winning, and there's a draw. So don't expect AFC, because the two brothers are there to win all the matches. Even if it was given to Mourinho or Ferguson, still they will have to lose some matches, especially with the big contenders of the Kenya Premier League. So I think they deserve hats off, because taking FC from where it was to up to where it is right now, that's a very, very big achievement and a very big milestone these two brothers have taken.
I'm telling you, you're talking as a KCB fan. But an FC fan, this league was there for the taking this season. I think if you look at this league where it was this season, it was there for the taking. Because I think if you look at Gor Mahia, instead of after Kenya Police to come and decided their winning streak, they somehow went into a panic mode, and they have not been doing that good. And you see, if you even look, the Gor Mahia had to send in this January. I think if Gor Mahia had not gone into the market January, they sent some. I think some 2 players this January, they could not even be there. So if you look at FC, we had chances of closing this league, but then we do not. What I'm talking about is the lack of the ambition. If you look at somebody, let me go Bazooka. We got somebody like Peps. When Pep smells blood, he goes for the throat. But when Ambani smells blood, he goes to games like Kenya Police and be beaten mercilessly. Because I think if you look at last week, we had a chance last week of going top last week on top. The guy was by the 20 minutes, the guy was already losing in 20 minutes. So you can tell me we're not moving forward. This league was bad this season. Teams don't perform very well. We had the chance of just snatching this league with it, because we won the league in 1998 the last time. 1990. So you can't tell me we have just been there. We have been contenders since 1998. We just been there, rivalry. We are just. But I think to me this season was there for the taking. But we slip up. But I don't know. But we may salvage something this season. But things you look at the FKF Cup, Mozart Cup, being beaten by Team GBB Bread. Like, to me, you can't say this is a team that's Mejipanga. No, we can't be losing to such kind of silly teams that they say, oh, Team Mejipanga. No. I think to me, FCs are very big clubs. I think you look at this in terms of financial. We have a sporting partner. We have a very good deal from Azam. We have a very good deal from Betika. We have very good deal. We have some of this marketing team. We have something very nice coming up in terms of FC. We collect so much in terms of revenue. Because right now Nya is full. I think today something will be around 8 or 9 million there in terms of revenues. I think the team can command such kind of revenues. I don't think you need to be telling us, oh, we are trying. No, we need you to win the league. I think that's what.
Let me cut you short. I see Gor Mahia have just scored. Now the table has changed. Now Gor Mahia are ahead with 61 points. 61 points, followed by FC with 55 points. If this game ends like this. So the question I want to ask our fans right now, if you are just joining us right now, do you think this Mashemeji derby rights are going to Gor Mahia today or AFC Leopards? So drop your Mashemeji derby prediction. We are only remaining with 6 minutes before the game ends. So leave your comments in your thoughts in the comment section right now, and we'll be going through them. Mashemeji derby. It's getting hot. It's getting hot. They just scored in the 83rd minute. So right now, as you are speaking, Gor Mahia, AFC Leopards 0, Gor Mahia 1. From the emotion of the Mashemeji derby, let's now take a bigger picture. The Kenya Premier League. We've talked so much about Mashemeji derby. This season has given us a much drama, surprises, pressure, and a strong competition like the ones we are talking about. So the title race remains one of the biggest talking points. Every point now matters, because if this game ends like this, FC are going to lose 3 points to Gor Mahia, widening the gap from 3 points to 6 points. If they were to win this game, I think Newton, you people mungekuwa on the same level with the points. Maybe kitinga tofautisha ni goal difference. So every point now matters. Every mistake is costly. As you have said, now the gap is being widened, and the teams at the top know there's no room to relax. Mukirelax shauri yenyu. So champions are usually decided by consistency. You win every game, whether it's a derby, And as you've said, AFC right now squad depth pia iko chini kidogo na pia mentality imerudi chini kidogo. So those are the things that win the league. Squad depth, mentality ya players na pia ya squad na pia consistency. So the team that handles the pressure best is the one that carries the trophy. So tunataka tupitia the top 3 clubs. We can call them our giants, the top 3 giants wenye kwa Premier League saizi. We have Gor Mahia now leading with 61 points if the game ends like this, and then AFC Leopards with 55 points, and then Kenya Police with 48 points. Hapa Police kuna uwezekano kweli? 48 points.
48 is too far. I think the league is gone. I think I just told you previously. I think if Gor Mahia wins this game, they go 6 points ahead. 6 points ahead give you some breathing room. I think to me, with the 5 games remaining, you can even afford to lose 2 matches. I think with your goal difference, you give these guys a room, because if they can even lose 2 matches, they just need to win 3 and they take the lead. I think to me, it will be a very big lose, a very big fumble for FC. I don't call it a fumble, because I think to me, if you look at the list, the Gor Mahia had a very sizable lead. They just slept, and then FC crept in. But I think to me, if they win this derby, if the derby ends the way it is ending there with Christopher Alpha scoring that goal from, I think it was from a corner, but I think from a very good cross in the box, and then defenders not doing their job correctly, and then shooting the goal. I think to me, Gor automatically decide this league. But I think police are too far. And I think Police, they fumbled the league with the start of the first season. I think they fired the coach the first season. I think before the season starts. And then I think the signing of there's a guy they sent in the January, Kotiama, has been helping them scoring some very good goals. I think the one who has tried to put some health into that team. But I think they are too far. 48 points is too far. Because now Gor goes officially to 61 points. 61 points to minus 48, that is already, how many points is that? That is 13 points, yes. 13 points for much, and you have 5 matches. It's difficult to give even Police to smell that. I think AFC is done. Shabana, they have had the issues there. I think Shabana is number 4, but I think Shabana is with their issues with the coaches. They have been firing coaches like nothing there at Shabana. But I think also they're just not a good team. I think
if the game ends like, if the Kakamega Homeboys game ends like this, then Shabana will drop to number 5.
Yes, but I think you look at Shabana, Kakamega Homeboys. I think those are teams that I always say they're called what? I think they're disruptors of the league. But I don't think they're there to offer so much something like winning. But I think you look at it, I think that the teams that will decide who wins the league, because I think if you look at them how they play with these teams, when they meet a Gor Mahia, they meet FC, they played with their whole heart. So I think to me, the team that you can easily lose points to, they can easily gain points. If you beat them, yes, good for you. But if you lose, if they held you to a draw or you lose to them, I think they really dampens your spirit of winning for the day. But I think to me, the league is that if Gor Mahia wins this game, the league is done and dusted. I think Gor Mahia, I think to me, I was giving them an upper hand this season for them to. I think I want to see how they'll perform at the Champions League, because nowadays, if you look at CAF, there is so much money there. If your team can go there and plan very well, I think there's so much benefit with the new format of Champions League and even conference at CAF.
Hey, the relegation battle is also on at the bottom of the table. Things are just intense. Relegation battles can even be more emotional than the title races themselves, because clubs are fighting for survivals, jobs, and even the pride. Sometimes one win changes everything. And when you look at our relegation battle, we have Kariobangi Sharks, Bidco United, and Sofapaka. And those who are hanging by the line, the likes of APS Bomet, they're on the same level with the Kariobangi Sharks. The only difference they have is the goal difference as we speak right now, because APS Bomet are 0-0 with Sofapaka. So if they lose this game, they are back to the relegation zone. So they're only depending on Sofapaka to lose or draw with them. That's why they remain there. And Ulinzi Stars are also 31 points, only 2 points from the relegation zone. And same to Posta Rangers, only 3 points from the relegation zone. Do you think the relegation zone is more tough than the title race?
I think every season you look at this table of relegation is always a very interesting one, because I think we have never had. If you remember last season, I think it went down to the last game for some teams to be dropped, others to remain up. There's only been a good, but I think to me, if you look at the table right now, I think Sofapaka is done and that's cases they are going down. Bidco also, I don't think Bidco nowadays have even a chance of survive because if you look at where they have been, I think, and to me, I don't know what happened because if you remember when the season started, Bidco, I think at some point they were leading the pack. But I think to me, they fell off because of 23 points and the others are already at 28 points. It's very difficult for you to close that gap. It means you have to win the remaining matches, and which no night they are worst form. They are in a very bad form. But so I think to me, because of packets are done cases. If you look at Ulinzi, I think Ulinzi they are very lucky because I think the return of Paulo Court saved them very big because I think they were losing matches very left and center. I think Paulo Court came back and I think they're even stealing wins against teams you even wonder what. This is even win. I think to me they even won. I think they even won this weekend. I think they even won 2-1 this weekend. Bomet is a team also that but I think to me either Bomet. I think Bomet. I don't think Kariobangi will also will try and find something there. Hii team ya mkubwa inakuwa tuna mambo zake pa easily find a win or 1 or 2 there. But I think to me Bomet is going to the qualifiers. I think Posta are safe. Posta, Madare, I think Ulinzi and K-Checks, I think to me they're safe. But I think either K-Checks and Bomet, I think to me, I think Bomet is the most likely one to be going to the playoffs. But I think as far as the relegation is concerned, I think because of Apaka, I think to me they're bidding them bye-bye from the league this season.
All right. Every season, we normally have a surprise package. Team may be underestimated, but they come out and perform strongly. And this season, do we have any big surprise team? The biggest surprise team this season? Like last season, the likes of Akina Moranga Seals, they came from nowhere, they fought their way up. This season, do we have any surprise team?
I won't call it surprise because I think to me, if you look at the table, the teams that play to be there, they're just there. We have just teams who are just in the middle there. But I think to me, you look at somebody like Marashuga. I think to me, the set of the league is the team. Somebody some of them we were saying it was going down, but I think you look at them this season, they have done a very good job. They are right there in top 8, in fact top 10. Tusker to me they have had a very underwhelming season. You look at Tusker teams we are hoping there to be there fighting for the leagues. I think to me they did very bad. I think they stuck with their coach too long. I think Always season. I think they have a new coach now. I think the Sebastian guys hope you see something very nice from them next season. Shabana to me is just a team that's there. Doesn't do so much, but I think to me they're just a deciding. I think to me one of the things that I think I'm very surprised with them. I think to me with their last season performance, I think they could have done better. I think it's Kakamega Homeboys. I think Kakamega Homeboys they are very clear around this season. But I think to me, politics took part of their first season away. When they came back to the league, I think it was too late. But I hope to see them next season when their president is not fully into politics and are more focused on the team. That's the team that I'm very sure in the next 2 to 3 years it can easily win the league if they just put down their team very well. Because I think it's one of the most focused. But I think to me, I can't say there's somebody I'm surprised, Sana. These are the teams that have just been there. They just hang there. The Kina Posta, Madare, Kina Bandari. I don't see them Nairobi came with their money. Yes, I think to me you can say Nairobi, the team that came from relegation. But I think to me it has so much money. When you have so much money, you can buy anything. So they get some quality players and then they fly here. But I think to me, but I look at them and I wait. If Sakaja wins selection, yes. If Sakaja fails, I'm hoping the team that I'll be betting for it to drop down very fast. Because I think there is a team that we call them prop teams that don't perform because they have so much going for them. The big bonuses funded very well. But I think to me, if the Sakaja Kilamba Sakafa, I think also the beyond team that will also be leveling Sakafa from the league very fast.
Before we wrap up KPL things, for sure there are areas that KPL must improve. And let's just be honest, the league still needs improvement in various areas. For example, the officiating consistency, I think we need an improvement on that. Our officials need to do better marketing. Our stadiums, I think we're having better experiences in the stadium, not like in the past. So at least things are coming. Yesterday I was going through, is it the Shabana police match? We have some good stadium experience. Club professionalism, I still have an issue with our club professionalism here in Kenya. That's why unapata tunafanya vitu kienyeji sana. And then youth development. Hey, sijui kama tutaifika mali other countries are in youth development. I was going through a youth tournament. I don't know which country, but a country that has a Milo youth tournament, something sponsored by Milo. When you look at how the tournament is organized and the caliber of players playing in that tournament, Kenya, we have a long way to go. And I think it's our neighbor. If it's not Uganda, then it's one of the countries in West Africa. And then KPL also need to work on sponsorship growth. Yes, we have sponsors this season, but the sponsorship bado iko chini sana. We need to work on those sponsorship growth so that we can grow our league to a higher level. So let me hear from our fans. Tumeuliza who wins KPL title, because gap ishaanza kuonekana. Tuachie comment yako, tutazisoma pale. Which team has surprised you most this season, and which club is disappointing this season? And can KPL compete with the top African leagues? That's a question to you, our fans. So hapo hivyo sitakuwa na mambo mengi sana. And Kenyan football yenyewe iko na talent tunayo. Tumeona the rise of akina madada nani, watu wameamkia hapo. Kenyan football has talent. So with proper management and investment, the league can rise to another level. So nataka tumalizie tuingie pale Uingereza. Let's move now from Kenya to England and talk about the biggest league watched by fans in the world. That is the EPL. EPL pia kuna mambo. EPL kuna mambo. Na hapa hakuna kudungana mikuki. The title race this season has been very intense. Top teams they have been sleeping. Tumeona people have been switching, like kuna jamaa ameniambia ndovu amerudi pale juu tena, but nikamuuza, how long will the ndovu stay up there? You know, this ndovu of ours keep on falling every time. So how has been the title race this season, Newton?
I think before I issue statement on KPL, I think I just want to echo a statement about our officiating. Officiating has been bad. So I think it was. I think the climax was last week in Gor Mahia. I think Gor Mahia matched last week, game before games minutes issue, penalties being ordered and then being rescinded. I think to me we need to do better next season. But I think to me, basically, if you go EPL, I think to me the title is a very interesting one. It's a very interesting one, as always. Ndovu na Kalia Matawi, and you know, we always know Matawi cannot sustain the weight of Ndovu. But I think to me, this is like I think to me, from where I sit, I think I give Arsenal an upper hand, because if you look at the way, I think they have rebounded well. If they look at, I think after they defeated Man City and Bournemouth, I think they have rebounded well. But I think to me, the issue will be the next week game, because I think they have to travel. They have a match in midweek with Atletico, so it will determine how they'll come up against Fulham in the weekend. Because they have either, if they go there and either they draw, if they draw or they lose, they have to put everything in the next game for them to see if they can go to the Champions League final. So if they come and drop their level in the weekend match, they can easily lose that chance to Man City. But I think to me, the games, they try to sell it in their hands, because I think they are very easy matches. They are matches that go bad London, see game ngumu sana. If they can easily put in their A level, I think to me they can easily. But I think they have completed. If wako na bado Champions League pia, wako na ligi pia, so they need to also to choose which unachagua sumu yako, which position is better for them. I think to me, Man City is giving a good run for their money, but we hope this thing is going to be worth the lie. If you lose a game right now, it will be done. But I think where we are right now, I think to me, I think give Arsenal the upper hand to win the league, but I think we shall see how the season unfolds in the remaining matches.
And Newton, what makes the Premier League so exciting that even smaller teams can take points from the giants? Take an example of the match, was it Wolves against Liverpool? Seriously, was that a match that somebody could even think of Liverpool losing the matches? You'll find that these small teams, when they come up against these bigger giants, they fight to the last minute. So what makes it so exciting that even these small teams want to put up a fight with the giants?
But I think it goes back to how it's called about to team building, and I think I just call it resources money. I think it goes back to money, because I think if you look at the EPL like Tambo, where teams like Reading, They never had quality players. If you look at nowadays, even teams that are even regret team, they have quality players. You can tell somebody, you can have somebody from maybe Sunderland, even Wolves, and they become a first team playing either Arsenal. So these teams, the season they are very good players and they are very quality players. So to me, it's a matter of quality. I think I think the league invested so much in ensuring that those teams that always go back to Champions League and come back, they have quality players to either compete in the league. That's why you find them. You find the lack of Sunderland came this season. I think they are bound to stay. You look at even Leeds; these are here to stay. You look at those teams that have been coming. The team that comes in this league and they stay because I think the league has invested so much money in them for their survival in the league that it ensures that you can buy players that can easily come and league to compete. You don't just come. Last time to penny, you find teams that have bought to the level, so you can't even compete. You can't even. They're called the big boys club. You find that big boy club. They have bought every boat. So, but now if you look at our teams, you can even tries of Sunderland can even bid for 40 million player. 50 million players, they can be such, but if you go Kitambo, you can only go maybe 15, 10, number 5. And those are not elite. But nowadays, you look at how these teams they can even buy somebody for even around 60. So I think to me, just about the league has had so much, invested so much in these teams that these teams can cycle to players who can even go to toe in those big matches with even those big teams. And also, if you look also those big teams, I think to me also goes back to the quality. You look also as well as the small teams are buying quality, the big teams are just buying. They're not even going for. They're just buying. How they're going for? I think it's called how they could expensive players. And to me, it doesn't mean if I come and say my player going for 90 million, doesn't mean this player is a 90 million value player. No, you look at even legs. You can even look at legs of Chelsea, saying like Garnacho, Nadella. Those players, yes, they are valued 40 to 60 million. But if you look at them, in the picture, these players even can just go for 20. But so I think these big teams are falling for that trap of. I think they think expensive is quality. But if you look at when put these players on the pitch. If you look at Arsenal, yes, Arsenal signed Gyökeres coming in the league. You're not supposed to. Yes, he was there, Lisbon scoring every year. But when he comes here at Arsenal, he falls in the door. So you look at those teams that they're signing players based on I think hype. But basically, in terms of we go footballing terms, these teams, those players they're not at the quality of being on those big clubs. So that's why you find these big teams they suffer so much when they sign such kind of players. You find before this player hit the ground running, adapt to your systems, you are late. You're already catching up in the league to teams that are already established in the league.
Yeah, very true, very true. So in Premier League, there's no small team or there's no there are no underdogs. Even an underdog can surprise you. And so far, so good. We are almost coming to the end of this show. And before we wrap up, I want to take a look at the top 4 battle, those who are to qualify for Champions League places. There's a very big war between the teams that are to qualify for the Champions League. At position 1 to 4, we have those who are fighting for the title, and we also have the teams that are fighting for a place in the Champions League. And the teams fighting for a place in the Champions League, we have Manchester United, we have Liverpool, we have Aston Villa, and we also have Brighton. Brighton don't stand a chance at the moment. They don't. 8 points, a difference of 8 points is very, very huge right now. Bearing in mind that we only have 5 games, 4 to 5 games towards the end of the league. I can say 4 games because most of the teams have played 34 matches. So Brighton don't even stand a chance. They need around 12 points, and that means the others have to lose all their matches for them to book a place in the Champions League. The Champions League this season, I think we are taking 5 teams from England, and when you look at from position 3 to position 5, all these teams have 58 points. Whom do you think is going to finish on top of the other this season?
I think if you look at, I think to me I'll go with either Liverpool. I think I'll take Liverpool.
Seems we've lost Newton. Newton, are we together? Newton, are we together? I think we've lost Newton. We'll be going back to him shortly. Can you hear me? we've lost him. So we were talking about the teams that are supposed to be qualifying for the Champions League. And when you look at the table from position 3 to position 5, all these teams tie up at 58 points. So one of them, not one of them, all of them have a chance to qualify for the Champions League. But the big question here is who is supposed to finish on top of the other? That is the big question. Who is supposed to finish on top of the other? I see Newton is back. Let me bring him back to the stage. So welcome back, brother.
Yes, I think Kenya Power did me that thing. So I think what I was just saying basically is I think Liverpool with their left side, I think you can easily go top of Manchester United. But I think to me, those 5 positions decided. I think my new Liverpool and I think Aston Villa have already taken those 5 positions for the grabs. I think these are the teams. I think they have to wait either they have to fight for Europa or they fight for maybe conference. But I think Champions League is already done and dusted. We just have to wait for the league to end. I think the 8-point gap is a very big gap for you to close in 4 games.
Just like in the Kenya Premier League, the English Premier League also has a relegation zone, and down there at the bottom, survival now becomes everything. So fans celebrate staying up almost like winning a trophy because Premier League status means so much to them. So I want us to go to the table standings, and I have my dear team, Tottenham Hotspur. We have Tottenham, we have Burnley, and we have Wolves. Wolves are already relegated together with Burnley. I think they don't even stand a chance. With the remaining games, even if they win all the games, they don't stand a chance. Now, the battle is between Nottingham Forest, West Ham, and Tottenham.
I think I've looked at the table clearly. I think to me, this season will be a tough one for Tottenham. I think Tottenham, if they don't put the house in order, I think to me the only hope is they have to beat Chelsea. I think if they don't beat Chelsea, I think Tottenham are gone. Because if you look at how West Ham is playing a very. I think yesterday I think there was a time the game was 1-1, but I think those guys are fighting. They won the game 2-1. I think to me, they are at 4 points. West Ham is at 6 points. So they have to play their cards well because I think with just one more lose sleep, I think they have leads. I think they have leads, and I think Everton one of those. But I think to me, Spurs are looking very shaky this season. I think to me they have to be very careful because to me, with the way it is going, I think I'm seeing them. I think Forest are up. Forest are very okay. They're up there. I think he has to lose something like 2 games for Spurs to catch up. But I think to me, where they say that Tottenham are already, they are very in grave danger. They have to win their all remaining matches for them even to have a chance and hope either West Ham and Forest sleep. But I think to me, they say that now Spurs are 60% down, going down into the pits in the championship. It will be a very big loss and a very big share for London for Arsenal fans. They really enjoy it.
I understand the rivalry between Arsenal and Tottenham. And yesterday, when I was watching the match of Tottenham against, was it Wolves? I was just praying that they score a goal. I was just praying for them to score a goal. And on the other side, I was praying that West Ham loses that match, Everton wins, because it would have placed them a point ahead of West Ham. But West Ham ni akina nani, wakafanya ile kitu. So my prayers are with Tottenham. We don't want to lose them from the league. It's very tough, I understand, on their side, and they need to win all the remaining matches in order for them to be able to survive in the league. So I was having a debate with my friends about who has been the best manager this season. And which manager do you think has done the best job this season? So like when you look at the title challenger, the underdog of Achiever, the one rebuilding a giant club, which manager? Because this season we've not had consistencies from all these managers. So our fans will need you to leave us a comment in the comment section. When we come to the next show, I think we'll sample all the votes and come up with the best manager on this show of the Sports Talk Show on the Inside Sport. That one we are not going to debate on it right now because I see time is not on our side. We'll also be looking at who has been the best player or the best signing this season from the EPL. So just leave us your thoughts. We'll be sampling your comments and then come up with the best players and or the best signing and also the best manager this season, because this season we have had some signings that are adapted immediately to the EPL play, and others have been struggling under pressure, like my friend Kitike na huyu jamaa wa Eritrea huyu jana amepiga bao moja swafi sana. So we were to give out the weekend's predictions, but time is not on our side. Najua time inasonga. We already 9 minutes past our normal time. So kumekuwa na matches today, like Stuttgart imecheza na Werder Bremen. Dortmund are supposed to play Freiburg. And yesterday Bayern were playing us. Bayern were really playing us bad. They were playing us bad. Because wezi niambia mnafungana mabao 3-3 alafu mnangoja dakika mwisho ndio mnakuja mnafunga bao ya ushindi. Bayern wanatuchezea akili. And ni kama wanapima Arsenal. Kama sijakosea ni Arsenal wanapima. They are trying to weigh Arsenal. So other games in Serie A, we had Fiorentina versus Sassuolo, Genoa versus Como, Torino versus Inter. And then the biggest match. This one I think is going to be played at 9:45, a quarter to 10. That is AC Milan. They are hosting Juventus today at a quarter to 10, if I'm not wrong. If it's not a quarter to 10, 7:45 p.m. East African time, Europe itakuwa ngapi? I think it's a quarter to 10. That's one big match that we should be waiting for. And then pia Villarreal versus Celta Vigo saa 4. Hiyo pia ni game moja kubwa sana.
I think game Juventus iko 9:45. 9:45.
Yeah, quarter to 10. And then FA inaanza saa ngapi?
FA shares zinaanza 5. Imanza iko 5. Yes, Imanza.
I think we also need to take a break and go and follow up on the FA match. That is Chelsea against Leeds. Na pia game ya Coventry ilishaje? Can you check for me the game ya Coventry?
Coventry walikuwa 1-1 the last time. Let me see. Walikuwa 1-1 the last time niliona nini yao. Let me see how they. No, Coventry won 3-1.
So hopes za Wrexham kucheza playoffs zinazidi kudidimia.
But they are still they are on 70 points. They are still there. They have to win their last match. They are there. They are on number 6, so they have to win the remaining match.
With a bigger margin, because when you look at the goal difference, the only one goal ahead of the team that are ahead of Hull City. So if Hull City wins with 2 goals now washinda na 1 goal, hapo kutakuwa na shida, because you see Hull City wamefunga bao nyingi kuwashinda. So that means Hull City itakuwa inaingia pale. Hii sasa ndio inaitwa Battle of the Titans. Anybody anaslip hapa hivi. Yes.
The problem is that they are playing with another playoff contenders, which is Middlesbrough. So it will be a very difficult game for Wrexham to win that match. And because they need plays Hull City wanacheza na Norwich. So it will be a very interesting one. Comes that.
And Middlesbrough know that if they win their game and then Ipswich ipoteze game mbili hao wanamaliza top 2.
Yes.
So hakuna mahali wataachiwa.
It's a very tricky one, by the way.
Yeah, it's very tricky. So before we close, let us finish with a quick need to labda. We've mentioned about Arsenal, Man U, Liverpool, Chelsea. I think all those clubs ziko na challenges zake and you are not going to discuss them. So I think we are good. But before we leave, I would like to hear one final time from the comment section. One of the things we are discussing today was Hussein Mohammed's suspension. So do you think Hussein Mohammed's suspension was justified? Who wins the derby? Tushajua Mashemeji derby imeshindwa na Gor Mahia. EPL, you can still vote for who wins the EPL. And then can we improve on our Premier Leagues? So ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for spending your time with us today here on the Inside Sport, home of your favorite sport. Your support means everything to us. And if you really enjoyed this live session, kindly like the stream, subscribe to this channel, and share it with your fellow sports fans. Nimekuwa na Newton, maybe a parting shot from our fans today.
I think to me, I don't have much to say. I think nimwambia tumerudi. We shall be here to keep you updated as events unfold. So stay tuned, like kwenye yetu and share. Ambia wasee tuko hapa tumerudi. Thanks.
So keep following us for honest analysis, breaking updates, football debates, and exclusive sports conversations. Until next time, stay safe, stay passionate, and keep loving the game of football. My name is Clear Andreboso, and this has been the Inside Sports. Good evening, everyone. Bye-bye.